the fans POV from the beautiful, semi-beautiful Piscataway, New Jersey. We are here at the Steampunk World's Fair. I am Sir Baron von Jingleheimer-Schmidt, also known as Ricardo, and
Crystal.
Yeah. So, I mean, so far you can tell it is Sunday. It is rather rainy, but a lot of people so far are really kind of still doing their own thing. You see behind us there are quite a bit of an event going on, so people are still running, enjoying their day, even though it's raining. So, first things first. This is actually my first year at Steampunk World's Fair, and I believe you've been here more than I have, right?
This is my third Steampunk's World Fair.
All right, so I'm kind of new at this. Definitely quite a bit of class. I will admit I feel underdressed. I mean, I don't have a hat. I do have a mustache though. Found it. Yeah, it's a very important thing to have a mustache.
No, where'd that mustache come from?
A couple vendors they're selling, so it's kind of a big thing.
So we're up to
expectations. Well, I mean, given the subject of the fair, I mean, I kind of did expect. Well, I mean, quite a really high expectation, and to be honest, it actually was kind of met. I mean, never really been to one before or anything to this kind of thing. I usually went to a lot of like anime gaming conventions, so yeah, it's definitely met what I wanted to do. I mean, you've been here obviously more than I have. I mean, did this year wow you a little better than last year?
As far as expectations go, because this is the third time I've been here, I know how Jeff's events run, and it's a great party. All weekend long, I knew to expect there to be just relaxed people, not fangirls running around screaming, "Oh my God!" I knew that it was going to be pretty much a more adult crowd. It's a family-oriented event. They have things for children as well as adults, and make sure that you're in the right area for certain things. But as far as I expected to be just a good time, and it was. The only damper was the rain kicking in yesterday afternoon to last night, and then today. So expectations for Sunday went kind of down because a lot of the vendors booked out, so it's just like and that's usually vendor day, so it was a little sad the second day, even though I still did a bunch of things. I still loved it. It's just like if that sums it up.
I mean, and as far as like my actual impression of actually being here, I can pretty much say like I said, I mean the amount how the people here are really nice. It's definitely one of the nicest conventions, fairs I've ever really been to. I mean, usually very courteous, very polite, and it definitely does have that kind of a little bit more mature feel. Mm-hmm. I mean, not necessarily because of the subject matter but more along the lines of just people just don't really want to ruin their day by just trying to pushing and shoving and all that. People usually very excuse me please and thank you.
Right. There's a little more courtesy that you'll see.
Yeah.
And even with the as far as the crowd itself, it's a little, because you have Steampunk has a little more of a history tone to it. You have a little more of a do I want to use the word intelligent sort of
higher mentality?
As far as a little more of a quest for knowledge, so it's just, you have so many informative panels that it's that you just the type of crowd it's going to be just based on the subject matter itself. As far as first impressions, I don't know about you, but I thought that they prepared very well for the fact that there was tents up this year. Like, they knew the rain was coming and they were prepared, and they definitely had, even before the rain started, the tents were already up. So it's like, all right, kudos for planning. Yes, all right. Even if it rains, I know we can still do things, and not everything is going to be canceled because of the rain. So.
All right. And just adding on to mine, just I mean, as far as the crowds are concerned, I mean, I did kind of I kind of met what I was planning or what I was thinking, which is really just a solid group amount of people. So, all right. I mean, as far as the panels are concerned, I myself did not really go to a lot this year. Usually a lot of it was spent wandering around, just seeing what the fair had to offer. However, one in particular, actually a couple in particular that I happened to kind of stumble upon, were actually done by Professor Mark Donnelly, and that's usually like one that's, I hate to say it, but my personal favorite, the history of torture. So that says a lot about me, you know. But I mean, where's there any panels that you kind of caught that?
I was gonna go to the Tesla versus Edison. We walked in the door. We were a few minutes late. It was so packed you couldn't even see them talk. That I'm like, so we walked out. We're like, all right, let's go to something else. But as far as, that was the only panel I was actually gonna attempt to see. Everything else was events I saw. Last night we were kind of like, well, everybody did sort of day stuff. We did sort of the night stuff where saw Steampunk Giraffe perform. They were really good. Saw Voltaire perform. Always good. Lots of energy. There's a huge crowd for them, for both of those performers. After that, went to, for a little while, Wick had his after party there with This Way to the Egress was performing with him. So that was a huge party in the parking lot underneath the tent while it was pouring rain. I mean, went to the rave, but there's like maybe like 10 people in there dancing. So it was just kind of like that awkward, all right, you want to go thing. And at that point, it was after 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, all right, I guess we're done for the night. And then as far as today, it was just walking around. Nothing too extravagant. It filmed the talk that Wick had. Oh my God, I'm forgetting the freaking name of it. Coffee and Strife. Yeah, Coffee and Strife at Wick. And they were just storytelling from past events, and that was pretty funny. And so I enjoyed that. That was like the only thing I kind of went to today.
Yeah, actually, one event that kind of really sticks out. Apparently, what I found out is the first year they've done it was the attendee fashion walk. It was basically, you know, instead of this the usual like, hey, we're a bunch of designers, show our stuff. It's more, hey, you spent a lot of time actually like, you know, invested in your outfit. Mm-hmm. You know, why don't you show it out for a bit? You know, see what the crowd thinks, and you know, just basically show your stuff. And it was actually really fun. It was definitely really fun because, you know, like I said before, it's the first time they ever really did it. So the fact that, and there's a lot of people who really went out. I mean, one person in particular like was like Steampunk Emma Frost, and she handmade everything down to the fact that the courts are being held together by ratchets, I believe so. So that was like, you know, a really, really kind of like big thing. The fact that everybody was wowed by it. But overall and all, and then we couple music groups over in the tent as well. Like one that I actually recently we saw that was actually kind of cool was Baroque and Hungry.
Oh, how was it?
It was actually really good. It was actually, you know what? It was really good. Like it kind of had like a modern, I guess, kind of like an Irish feel. Like it had like a very, I think like because you know it had Spanish guitar. It had I think he had a mandolin. Or he had like he I don't know if it was a mandolin. It looked like it, but either way, you know, it sounded really nice. We saw part of Unwoman, which I think you were there as well for part of that.
Oh, wait a minute. Was that yesterday?
I was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday I did see her during the day where she was performing with a cello. I think it was.
And then let's see who else did we catch. We actually saw, well, even then, even the interludes between the events was actually really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like one in particular, I believe the guy's, the musician's name is Jacques Fromage. He's like a steampunk funk kind of guy. Oh. Yeah, they were playing one of his songs, and he got really into it, and actually started doing one of his songs and dance and all that. And even to the point where the DJ was, you know, was doing playing like, you know, really good songs, that actually started kind of a little bit of a dance circle. So that way, you know, people were getting really hyped and kind of really getting into it. So that was usually pretty fun.
That just reminded me of when you had Unwoman on while we were waiting for her to get onto the stage yesterday. And it was in between. There was a belly dancer performing, and so she did her show. And while everybody was waiting, they were playing. It's Dr. Guy's name. But they talking about the same guy. No, well, it was just his music playing. It wasn't him actually on stage. But they were just playing some of his music, and the crowd itself made their own show waiting for. Yeah. That is okay. It was just, they're really energetic. Like, this crowd likes to dance and party. That's what I like about, you know, between Steampunk or Wicked Fair. It's like, all right, let's party. This is like totally like, let's just do this. So it's a good time.
Yeah. I mean, as like you mentioned before, like the amount of vendors and all that, there actually was a good variety. I will have to admit that. Usually, I will say, in my past experience at cons, it's usually more or less the same kind of thing every other booth. But there's a couple ones that sold like airship models. One personal one that actually will make me groan to the end of time would be hats. I like me some fancy hats. There's
To go with the mustache.
oh jeez, yeah, it's perfect with everything. There's like custom corset makers, dressmakers. I think one that you saw was like a mechanical, like somebody that was selling like a mechanical penguin and an owl.
Oh, she actually didn't even have a table, but she had made these things and she had them with her, so she was selling them as she was pretty much walking around. People were like, "I love that. How much money do you want for it?" She's like, So she was actually selling them throughout the con. But it was, and they were really cool. That's where they had like the sensors, where if you touched like the penguin's tongue, the wings would flap and it would make like the eyes move. Really cool. She had like a huge burner arm, a little puppy dog thing that was just really talented. It's amazing to see that this sort of work can come out of like all these vendors here. It's just the hours they must have spent to make that.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, and I think like they're running like the big, I guess if you will, the big thing as far as vendors are concerned, were like the honey sticks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like so far I've seen every other person with them. Some they've been really really popular. So
you have a huge like tea connoisseur group and a huge absinthe connoisseur group that come to these events that are always like, all right, who's got it? Let's go. And so it's always nice to try new absinthe.
Yeah, I mean you can never really go wrong with the Green Fairy. But I mean, one thing obviously that's a big deal is the outfits. I mean, you yourself are really dressed yourself. I am a street urchin. But the amount of variety that you see at this place is phenomenal. Like you have people dressed either as like airship captains or just explorers, gentlemen, like proper ladies, pirates.
There's a little girl in a pink dress who's wearing a mustache.
Yeah, I have to point that out.
I just want to point that out. You can't see it, I can.
Yeah, you can't see it from where you're at, but it's pretty adorable.
That's this sort of convention. Fair, not technically convention, fair.
Yes, and also, just as it is at any other place, mustaches are a proper accessory as well for most costumes. So, and like I said, and like I mentioned before about that, like, that Emma Frost made everything from hand. Like, people really put as much effort into it. Like, they don't just wake up in the morning, just grab whatever they can throw in there. Some of them do, but the ones that really go all out are the ones that prepare a year, if not more, in advance.
Like, I've been making this cyborg arm for like the last 10 years. It's all ready. Look at it glows.
Yeah, to some extent, yeah. So that's definitely something that if anything, if you're not really into the genre, come for the clothes, come for the fashion. It's really, really, really beautiful for some of this stuff.
How did that mustache or the facial hair competition go?
Facial hair, yeah, real quick. Facial hair contest. Seriously, it was literally the most glorious thing I've ever seen. I cannot grow any proper facial hair, as you could tell, but I am a fine connoisseur of gentlemen who actually do. In fact, the gentleman who, he walked past this, there was the one who actually won Best in Show for his little octo mustache.
As I whack.
I think I can see it from here.
Yeah, his octo mustache is. It's. Yeah, but that thing literally, I was literally at the edge of my seat for the entire event.
One of my friends was in it, he said.
Yeah, in fact, one of our friends was actually in it.
Which one?
Adam.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Nice. That's where I tried the absinthe from.
Yeah. Absinthe is good.
He makes
So.
making himself.
What's in this thing? So. Did you like the fair? Is it a big, enjoyable?
It's always enjoyable. It's just like I said, the rain one's the only thing that was a little damper, but other than that, though, everything went pretty smoothly. It was, you have it where this sort of crowd is not the type that like once you go like I'm good. It's like where you keep going year after year after year because you just want to get more and more of it. So, and as far as that, you get a lot of great ideas here, like things that you see that certain vendors make, and you wish that you could afford it, and then you find out how they make it, and then you make it yourself if possible.
Was there anything like, aside from the rain that you didn't really like, or was that there was really nothing much?
As far as I mean, it was just a little now because of the rain. It got congested inside, so it makes you like not even want to walk around. Like crowd, eesh. But I mean, nothing that I really didn't like. It was just that was really the only like if I had to say a bad thing, which is not really a bad thing. It's just what it is. And it's like it's a fair. Get over it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like it. It's definitely something that I could see myself coming back to. That's for years upon end. I mean, if I have to say really a dislike, is just really like, yeah, you know what, really, pretty much what you're saying is that with the weather it got really, really crowded, but like you said, it's to be expected. There's really nobody to blame except, you know, Mother Nature. So
damn it for raining.
Tee boo-hoo, it's fine. But no, I mean, beyond that, like, you know, they definitely have variety with the panels.
Right.
The musicians are always very like, they've great stage performance, and great stage energy. So even if you're just wandering around, even if like you're just, you know, enjoying a panel, you could probably hear the music from like half the other side of the hotel.
There are women that are kind of kicking each other's asses in back of us. It's kind of fun to watch, really. I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
Ooh, shiny.
It's what I do. That's another panel that's going on right behind us, live.
Hey. So, the big question. What is your rating of the fair? I personally give it a 9 out of 10. That's 9 mustachios out of 10. Simply because of the fact that, like I said, there's way too much class and my brain can't handle it. So I really need to come back to contain it at a proper way. So
there's too many smart panels for me to understand. I go for the jewelry instead. No, it's great. And then as far as because you do learn stuff while you're here every year, that's why I would give it I'll give it an 8 this year because of the little damper effect. That's it, really, just because that's just my own thing. But otherwise, I loved everything that went on. So, 8 and 9.
8 and 9.
So we're 8.5.
Yeah. So as a collective, we are 8.5
out of 10.
Out of 10. So I don't have half a mustache, so I'm not doing it. So I would definitely come back multiple times, Isaiah. That's a definite. You can be able to see me here. I will try to be a little bit more properly dressed next time. And how about you?
I would definitely come back. You know, finances providing, I can get down from, you know, Long Island to New Jersey. If I can, I will.
If you like what you saw, make sure you follow us, watch us, indulge us, amuse us at either our website, thefanspov.com. You follow us on Twitter at thefanspov. Same thing, Facebook, you know, all that jazz. So that's something I highly recommend you do it because it's fun. And then next time you will see us will be next weekend at Anime Boston from the 24th, 26th of May. Hopefully things won't explode.
Well, on that note,
I shall see you later.
Next time.
She don't wanna fly no more. Slow it down, slow it down. She wants a ring, she's slamming the door. A baby don't cry, what you in a hurry for? Slow it down, slow it down. We are wild and young.
No. What? No. 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 That's not happening. No. No. No.